In this video, I will share the exact bull run hypothesis that I think that will happen this year. This video is for everyone who right now is holding cryptocurrencies and you kind of like feel scared, you feel uneasy, you kind maybe even feel a little bit depressed that the prices are right now dipping and consolidating. Don't worry, there is light at the end of this tunnel. In this video, I will show exactly why and how I think that it will happen. First of all, I want to share with you a video that I recorded January 8, 2024. So basically, this is when the Bitcoin was around these prices. And I thought that we will have the last dip in Q1, because if you look at historically, there's every time before the bull run, there has been the last dip. So after recording this video, the Bitcoin started to dip here. But actually, Bitcoin ETFs were approved 11th of January. So 3 days after I recorded this video. Okay, and that's when they really launched here, the momentum for Bitcoin and the buying pressure for Bitcoin was started to go up a lot. And that's how Bitcoin really went to these prices. Okay, pushing the last dip hypothesis away. But right now, I think we are in the last dip right now. It's a weird scenario, but if you look at so in this video, for example, I talked about like LitLab games and these other cryptocurrencies that they will, like, remember I recorded this video 4 months ago. So I thought that we will have the 1 and then the 2 is the dip and then the 3rd is where it really starts going up. So if you look at LitLab games, this has gone exactly like I showed you in the video. So we have 1 and then we went to dip here. This is the last dip and the next part is the 3rd. And how I got in this conclusion is basically, I studied the biggest gaming coin in the last section, for example Gala games, so 1 and then the last dip and then the price really started to go up. And for example, Axie Infinity, same 1 and then the last dip and then the price started to go crazy. So right now, a lot of the gaming coins, a lot of coins in general are in the last dip scenario. So I think that right now this is what I was. So in 2023, so many times I emailed and talked about the last dip, but we basically didn't have the last dip because the Bitcoin ETFs were approved, and that's when it went up like crazy. The Bitcoin and pushing everything up. Except gaming coins, and right now they experienced the downturn and also the last dip. So right now, in my opinion, gaming coins are just crazy heavily, way too oversold. So for example, in this video here, I talked about that, for example, LitLab games, I think that it will go to 1.5 cent here range. Okay, I thought that we might wick down a little bit, but 1.5 cent is kind of like where I thought. So basically around this, so 2 cent and this range. But right now you can see that we have dipped even further, and this is just super crazily heavily, way too oversold. If you look at other gaming coins, they are just way oversold right now. I think that the gains from these bottoms will be just absolutely majestic once the euphoria phase starts. Now, so I think that right now we might be in the last dip scenario, but it's weird because before the last dip, other cycles happened before Bitcoin went to all-time high. But right now the last dip is happening as Bitcoin is already at all-time high prices. So it's definitely the history repeats, but it's kind of like it's with a different twist. Okay, it's a different scenario. So the point of this is, let me show you. If you look at, for example, let's look at Axie Infinity, for example. What happened here is that we had the straight up consolidation in the bear market, and then we had the uptrend, and then we went down here. Okay, and then look at here from June, July, and then it just was just madness from there. I think that we have serious opportunity for this to happen again. I personally think that the market will consolidate here for a while, and then it will be brutal. It will be brutal. Let me show, for example, here. If you look at these here, this was the dip, for example, Axie Infinity from $10 to $3. I mean, that is a brutal dip. That is a brutal dip. Now, if you look at for example, LitLab games or any other gaming coin, they're experiencing the exact same thing. Okay, but look at here. As soon as it, by the way, look at how big of a deal. But it was already here. It's like a 20 million daily volume. From here, as it started to run up, that it was just absolutely pure madness. I think that this can happen again right now, because if you look at the cycle, it's pretty much the same. It just repeats, but it's with like a little bit differences. So let's see what the differences are. But I think that gaming coins will have this kind of like majestic mega momentum. Now, you know, so one thing I want to say right now, because I believe that the gaming coins will just absolutely mega crush it. Some of the low caps here, like look at here, for example, this went to $3 here, for example, and then in just June, July, August, September, it was already $80, and then it went from there to $160. So once this starts really happening, I'm going to, like I've been talking about, I'm going to heavily take profits. When it starts, the market turns from here, the bull run will start, and I think it will be like 6 months or so. Let's look at here. It's, for example, so here, so June, basically June, July, August, September, October, November. So pretty much 6 months. Okay, 6 months of basically up only. So once we switch from here to the leg up, so you can see, by the way, I have, you know, done, so leg up number 1, deep consolidation, leg up number 2, which is the big, and then this third one, which is the craziest, and then it will go down. So for example, if you look at the Axie Infinity chart here, okay, so this is the one, for example here, the 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so right now we experienced the 1 on the gaming coins, for example. It kind of like happened already in the, no, I think that it was in 2023 kind of, and then some, it like you can see, it happens in different, so base meme coins, for example, had it in earlier this year, the leg up number 1 now dipping, and then the next 2 ones, but you can see that this is where the big money is. So basically, if you look at the cycle like this, so there's the 1, it's already done, then 2 and 3. The biggest gains are, so if you think about like this is the whole cycle, the biggest cycle is last 50% of the cycle. So basically, so this is, for example, let's say this is a Bitcoin chart. Some of the altcoins will still run here, so it's kind of like, you know, here is where the biggest, so because some altcoin can still run here even though Bitcoin is dipping. But the biggest gains will be here because people are so greedy. People become so greedy. So my point is here right now that once this happens, you need to, and I will email it to you daily. Once this really starts, so this is the past all-time high. Once this really starts, I'm really going to want to sell anywhere between this range, and it's good enough. And I basically, it's 6 months. So for example here, what I'm doing right now, I just dollar cost average sell. Like this. And once I do this, my selling price will be around, somewhere around here most likely. And it's good, fair enough, because I've been buying since here and since here. Okay, so it's if you think about this, was like a big money here? Well, this is like, it's pretty much 3 times what was there. So I mean, there's big money. So I think this is how it will happen basically. So let's see. So let's look at how long it took for it to really bottom out. So it's crazy that it's almost at the same time. You look at here, for example, May. So it ran up. So right now, Axie Infinity 2021 was here, $7. Right now it's May 14. So then it took, so it bottomed out. A few days after this, it started dipping, and then it consolidated and went a little bit more, $3, and then, you know, in June, so basically May, June, July, kind of like a 2 months here ranging, and then crazy up. Okay, so I think that personally, like I've been looking into it, I think that around August is when the Bitcoin starts. So basically, if you think about where we are right now here, just consolidating here, and the May, June, July, so May, June, July, August. So we might consolidate here, the Bitcoin just consolidates here, and then it will start trending up again. August, making new all-time highs. So then as Bitcoin starts going up, I think that ETH will also start running up. Let's use blue as ETH, and ETH will start also going up when ETH stretch goes that through that, you know, basically previous, let's say this is the all-time high, previous all-time high. Now we go past that, and then it goes to the crazy price ETH, okay, and also Bitcoin goes to crazy prices here, okay. Basically this could be the second leg up. So you know, then let's look at this like a yellow. This is like altcoins. Then they will also start crazy running, and that's when you basically, once we are done with this consolidation dip and the bull forest starts, you need to remember it will be the time to sell. Okay, right now, if you look at the prices, there has been, in my opinion, during this bullish euphoria and this kind of like that we're in the bull run, also in the bear market, I think that right now might be the absolutely best time to buy anything, because the projects are better than ever. We are already in the bull run, but the prices are still only almost at the same time, prices as they were in the bear market. Look at, for example, Axie Infinity. It's like a Dino coin. I don't know. I think Axie Infinity is going to perform any good here. I don't know why it's still such a big coin, but anyway, I guess there are some players who are playing it. But you know, I think that once this dip is done, the euphoria will come back. You will feel it as soon as the momentum switches. You will feel it in your bones. You're like, okay, this is it. And then once that happens, and you look at your portfolio, and you will start seeing life-changing gains, you need to sell. Don't become too greedy. For example, here, think about like if you had bought Axie Infinity. I have some of the game because I have bought here and then here. Right now, this kind of like a last dip here. Once it really, like you can see here, it went from here to here, here to here, and then here to here. Here, it's not stupid time to sell here. It's just like basically 1 month of up only. It is not stupid time to sell here. I'm talking about selling everything, because you never know what's going to happen. Okay, but look at here, then it dipped here like crazy dip, and then it went to just absolutely monster prices. And think about it did the same thing. So up, down, up, down, up, down, 3 times, and then it happened 4th time. A lot of people here where it's going to go to $1,000, because it has happened 4 times in a row that it went up, dip, and then went up again. But here it went up, dip, went up, dip, went up, dip, and some point at the bull run there will be, it goes up, and then it will never go up again. Then it will only go down from there. And look how how symmetrical it is. It basically, how it pumps, it dumps. A lot of these, if you look at, for example, the Lit Lab games, how it pumped, it dumped. So now, as this next leg ups are about to start very soon, in my opinion, remember to take profits heavily. Like, just start taking profits. Even if it's just like 5%, whatever it is, just start taking profits off the table. Because the bull run will only last like 6 months or so. Okay? Because this is bear market. Like, you can see 20 cents. And then, it went to like $10. And from there, it went to $3. Right now, we are kind of like here. And then, in my opinion, we will have the crazy run up. I think that we will have this run up this year, and once it starts, it will be crazy. And let's see what people will talk about. If you follow the last kind of a fractal, it should be like 2025, but I don't know. As soon as I see like crazy pumps and crazy prices, I'm just like selling. I am just straight up selling. Okay, I will start taking profits immediately. Not like 2x profits on 2x's, but I'm talking about when after 10x, I just take profits. Okay, no matter what. But I will not sell everything in one swing. I just dollar cost average out, because I have dollar cost average in. I will dollar cost average out. And right now, basically, you have no excuse. if right now you are sidelined, like basically if you right now have built the backs, just don't do anything, just hold. If you don't have built backs, you can still buy crazy cheap coins, like crazy cheap, mispriced, undervalued coins. Okay, there's like right now everybody who's watching this video should make crazy amounts in the upcoming euphoria phase. There's no, if you don't make it, it's because you have some kind of like bad habit. Maybe you have kind of like I don't know, it can be basically anything, but the probability right now from these low prices for the euphoria phase, everybody should make gains. I'm not a financial advisor, but if you really think about it, if you just buy anything and just hold, you should make gains. So now it's only matter like what do you hold and how much you hold it. Okay, so make sure that if you have some kind of like pick that you are super conviction about for yourself. Everybody has different hormonal structures, different genes, different situations. Like like for example, if you read the psychology of money, you can see like why some people buy lottery tickets, because they basically don't have any other opportunity. That's why they're kind of like a desperation, so that's why they buy lottery tickets. So for some people, from some people's psychology, it makes sense. So it's not like there's no one shoe fits all. Everybody has different like set of genes and hormones and life situations and experiences, skills, everything like that. So it's not like there's a one, like, even though if there could be like one thing that you could just do, some people just can't do it. Like think about, like, for example, in 20, if you bought like ETH at, like, for example, last bull run, all you had to do is like just hold it. But some people's skills, whatever, like the life situation, like some people sold just before the run up because they needed the money. So it's there gonna be any type of stuff that can happen, but just make sure that you will play this bull run as best as you can. Because if you really think about it and look at the study game theory, more and more people buy and know cryptocurrencies. Okay, so as more and more people know and buy them, the competition is way harder. And as the competition and more people come in, the gains will go down. Okay, the gains will go down. So right now, the crypto gaming opportunity the upside gains are so huge that I wish that if you're watching it right now, you at least consider looking into crypto gaming opportunities. Like, just please. I mean, just please. It is such a big deal in my opinion. People are underestimating how big of a deal this is, because music and movies are like, games make more money than movies and music. And basically everybody listens to music constantly. It's the opioid of the masses. Sports and music is the opioid of the masses. And movies, people just love movies, TV. But think about, games still make way more revenue. Now this new business model that is about to be unleashed, it will just make the revenue go up like 5x. I mean, it's a big deal. It is going to be just absolutely crazy. So, I mean, I think that it's a crazy big deal. Now we are in the moment of the bull run that now it's just like who has the knowledge, skills, understanding to just like hold, and if you still have excess cash, buy more. Right now, personally, I believe the video below where I talked about this, where I showed this stuff, I talked at the end of the video, the best play could be stack since January, stack USDT, and now we are dipping, buy. But for example, for me, what I didn't do that. What I have did is basically, let me show you. A lot of the gaming picks I bought already here in 2023, dollar cost averaging in here at the bottom prices. And then when it started to run up, I did not buy here. Okay, I did not buy here. But once the gaming picks started to go down here, because I think that this was the fair enough price, I thought that, okay, it can still dip here, but I'm going to start dollar cost averaging here because it's fair enough price. Like, it is for me, in the companies, it's fair enough. Okay, then I start dollar cost average here. a lot of my DCA money went here, a lot of it, and right now we are pretty much here. So you can see it's almost like my positions are down quite a lot. Okay, so right now I'm kind of like, I still have a very little bit of excess cash, but I have basically just these DCA small sums here and there right now. Nothing like major, but I have DCA through here. So basically my buying price is pretty much at this point like somewhere here. So right now if you look at from even, I start buying from here. Right now here, my positions, because I have dollar cost average here and here, it's kind of like I'm underwater right now. Meaning that, you know, basically I'm down. Okay, so I've been following tons and tons of investors, but the most like I have my one multimillionaire mentor, and then I follow Charlie Munger, like heavily. Both of them said like once you buy something, you usually are. So the market psychology book talks about the price for the price you pay for the future gains is the kind of like the volatility, which basically means if you want to make the future gains, like big gains, you need to be able to withstand the being underwater. You need to be able to withstand your position being down. Now here comes the like the real thing is that a lot of people buy coins that they don't know about, so it's very hard to keep stuff that you don't kind of like, you know or you kind of like don't have crazy conviction about. And that's why it's very important to buy coins that you have huge conviction, because even though it goes down, you can still keep buying more of it, you know. So so right now I'm just holding, still buying a little bit more, but I think that it's crazy how fast the market like forgets what has happened. So if you look at the crypto game and stuff, like people just like forget that, also base meme coins and the whole craziness, people forget the feeling of the euphoria, and right now everybody's in kind of like this despair. Some people on Twitter even like said, okay, now we are in the bear market. People kind of like forget super fast. So I think that as people like consolidate here, and everybody who has wanted to sell and need to sell has sold. That's the moment. Like you can see on the Axie Infinite chart, exactly when we hit the bottom price, it kind of like, you can see here, it hit the $3.22. June, literally next week it was already $11. So I think as soon as it hits that like crazy low price, like people are, what the freak, then it switches up, and that's when it really starts to go up again. So right now personally, I've actually bought a hammock where I'm going to just like chill and read, because there's just, all I have to do right now is just don't do anything pretty much. And I think a lot of you who are watching this video, basically that's the case. So best case right now is just like, I think you should just read or study or something like that. Get your mind off of it. Especially if you have positions that are down, most likely the best case is, and the best opportunity is not do anything, but a lot of like freak it up because they want to start doing this action and all this stuff. Usually it doesn't lead, more action doesn't lead to better gains in investing. Like less action is more usually the best action when it comes to investing. Seen it many times, because coins are like soap. Whenever you touch it, you have less. Okay, so anyway, I hope that this helped you. I'm just extremely bullish, and yeah, now it's just it's still a matter of time until the euphoria phase starts, and the cycle has played a little bit different, but I think that ultimately it will play exactly like the previous cycle. I think that it will play exactly like the previous cycle. It's just like it shakes it up. It comes in the different angles, but ultimately it will be the exact same thing. And I think, like, look at this. It deep right now might feel like, wow, it feels crazy, you know. But if you look at, for example, let's look some of these dips here. This is, for example, January, and then in 1 month it was 30k, and then it started go up, and then in just 1 month it was again like doubled. Okay, so it might feel like crazy here, but ultimately we don't even remember. Nobody even remembers this dip. Nobody remembers, right? So same here, maybe. you've like, for example, this dip here, like just crazy dip. And then this dip, I think that this is so fresh that some of you might remember. Like I actually was recording video. My previous YouTube video I was recording was when this dip was unloading. Okay, I recorded the video when Bitcoin was 57k. It doesn't even actually show it here because it was just wicking down 57k. The day closed here, so 58k. Yeah, but I think that video was like, I think this is the bottom, and I still think that is the bottom. But we might have still, it might still go down lower. And if there's, I think that the market will go up if there's some kind of like black swan event, like some kind of like crazy news thing or swing or thing, of course we can go down. But you can't see, nobody can see it, so that's why it's called black swan event. And there's no telling, like if you draw like lines on the chart, there's no, like, it doesn't, like, it doesn't even matter here. The lines basically are just from the previous past data. But even this is like kind of like nonsense, because I only have one like data, like the data from one, actually two things. So if you think about like the probabilities, you need like millions of coin flips to make it like relevant, the information. Because if you have like two coin flips, well, the coin can land on one side multiple times, and then you can say every time I flip this coin it goes into this side. Okay, the side A. Let's say that I flip this coin, it has two sides. I flip the coin, it goes to A, and then I flip again, it goes to A, and then I say, okay, every time I flip this coin it goes to the side A. But that's not actually the reality, because the probability that it can land on the A side for like 10 times in a row, like, you know what I'm saying? But if you flip it like 50,000 times, then you can see that the A and B, it will be 50-50 on which side it will land on. Okay, so that's basically, if you look at this video, for example, I'm only looking kind of like the two Gala and Axie Infinity from the last bull run. There's like 3 data points, so it's basically in a, like, if you look at like peer-reviewed probabilistics, this is just nonsense. Okay, but I think that for me, I felt that this could be the chance, because I've been just, it's weird, I don't know how, but I just kind of like, I've been here for so long time, so I kind of like I don't know, I just came up with this, and this is what has actually happened. So it can be just like pure luck, I don't know, but we will see. Anyway, the last dip didn't happen in quarter one. Right now we're in quarter two, and I think that this might be the last dip. And it's not even on Bitcoin chart, it doesn't even, let's look at the last dip, by the way. Here it was pretty much 50%, right? Like 40% or so. So here, this is only like, you can see 10k. So if this is truly the last dip here, well, kind of like it again. It's not like exact, because right now we have the Bitcoin ETF. So maybe the Bitcoin doesn't go to that much, and but it's still quite a lot that it has dipped. Like if you really think about the 73k to 50, the dip was like 57k. Okay, that's still quite a lot, right? And if you look at some of the altcoins, they are dipping like crazy. So they are dipping like crazy. So yeah, if this is not the last dip, then you know what is. If you look at the gaming coins, they are so down. I think this is the last dip. But Bitcoin just is not dipping that much because of the Bitcoin ETFs. The Bitcoin ETFs kind of like changed the game. I recorded this video that I showed you here, January 8th here, and the Bitcoin ETFs were kind of like launched in or approved in January 11th, and then they started to really like promote the Bitcoin ETFs here, and then when it really started to go up, and it kind of like peaked, and now we are deep consolidation. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Super bullish for this year, and also the bull run can be in 2025, but 2024, 2025, I'm just, once it starts, I'm just going to start stochastic average selling, and that's it. That's financial advice. Thank you so much, and peace out. Stay strong and focused, by the way. No BS right now, just strong and focused, and make it happen, okay?